You walk into a room, into a challenge, into an opportunity, and deep down you're waiting to feel ready. You think everyone else feels qualified. You think they know something you don't. But here's the truth nobody says out loud. Confidence comes later. The real ones move first. They feel fear. They feel doubt. They feel the shaky breath, and they act anyway. You don't feel like a fraud because you're weak. You feel like a fraud because you're stepping into something bigger than your current self. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be. Imagine it. A snake shedding its skin, a bird learning to fly, a voice cracking during puberty. Awkward, uncertain, exposed. You're not supposed to feel polished when you're growing. You're supposed to feel raw, slightly ridiculous, like you're wearing clothes too big for you. Feeling like a fraud isn't a warning sign. It's proof you're in the middle of personal growth, mindset shift, and chasing goals bigger than your comfort zone. Only people who are leveling up wrestle with impostor syndrome. The ones staying small never feel it. They never have to. That tight feeling in your chest, that voice whispering, "You don't belong here," it's not exposing a lie. It's exposing new territory. You feel uncomfortable because you're operating outside the map you've lived by for years. New rooms, new conversations, new risks. Your body interprets it as danger, but it's not danger. It's expansion. You're not dishonest for feeling unsure. You're honest enough to step into a place where you're not the final version yet. That's courage, not fraud. Here's why imposter syndrome hits so hard. Your brain is a librarian. It collects every mistake, every awkward moment, every tiny failure you've lived. And when you step into a higher level, it panics. It pulls the old files. See? You failed before. You'll fail again. But here's the truth. Your old evidence is outdated. You're building a new file right now with every uncomfortable step forward. But you have to walk long enough for the shelves to catch up. Inside your own mind, you see every hesitation, every stutter, every crack in your armor. But the world? They don't see the self-doubt looping in your head. They see someone standing up when it's easier to stay seated. They see movement when others stay frozen. You live inside your flaws. They live inspired by your courage. Don't trust the inner critic louder than the external impact you're already creating. You think feeling like a fraud means you're not ready. No, it means your dreams outpaced your comfort zone and your mind is struggling to catch up. You're chasing success. You're stepping into goals your past self wouldn't even have dared to dream. That dissonance, that nervous buzz inside you, it's not weakness. It's the sound of transformation grinding against fear. It means you're alive and dangerous in the best way. The overconfident rarely improve. They believe they're already enough. You, on the other hand, question yourself. You sharpen yourself. You feel the friction between where you are and where you want to be, and that tension, it pulls you forward. Doubt, when handled with discipline, becomes your fuel for personal growth. It keeps you humble enough to learn and hungry enough to level up. The danger isn't in doubting. The danger is in doubting and freezing. Move anyway. Waiting to feel ready is a trap. Readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's standing on shaky legs and saying, "I'll carry the weight anyway." It's owning the opportunity even when your hands are trembling. You don't owe the world perfection. You owe the world your commitment. You owe yourself the chance to grow into the person you were built to become. And that starts when you stop waiting for confidence and start acting with discipline. Every author, every leader, every fighter you look up to, at some point they walked into a room thinking, "What am I doing here?" They didn't wait to feel deserving. They built their place by staying when it felt uncomfortable. They grew into the room because they refused to run from it. You're not behind. You're not pretending. You're exactly where every great person once stood, unproven, uncomfortable, and on the edge of greatness. The closer you get to something meaningful, the more your mind panics. It tries to keep you safe, safe from embarrassment, safe from failure, safe from being seen. But safety isn't growth. Safety is stagnation dressed in fear. That pressure you feel, it's a sign you're moving towards something real. The mind only screams when you're close to a breakthrough. Don't listen to the noise. Walk through it. All those mistakes you can't forget, All those moments where you stumbled, froze, doubted yourself, they were never proof that you're broken. They were the gym, the field, the training ground where you learned resilience the hard way. Your past isn't a curse, it's a forge. It shaped you into someone who can stand in rooms their old self wouldn't even dare to dream about. Don't carry your past like a chain. Carry it like a sword. You imagine greatness as fireworks and perfect speeches. But it's not. It's messy first drafts. It's trembling first steps. It's standing up when your voice cracks. It's showing up when you're terrified. From the outside, it doesn't look magical. It looks like discipline. It looks like resilience. It looks like a nobody doing uncomfortable things until they're a somebody who can't be ignored. You're not here to wait for the perfect moment. You're here to sharpen yourself through every imperfect one. Every time you stay in the room, stay in the fight, stay in the discomfort, you're hammering a new version of yourself into existence. Feeling like a fraud isn't the enemy. Quitting is. Doubt doesn't define you. What you do next does. The real imposters aren't the ones who feel fear. They're the ones who let it decide their future. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of this doubt. Stronger, wiser, clearer. They're not asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to stay. Stay in the discomfort. Stay in the growth. Stay in the uncomfortable spaces that transform ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. You're not pretending. You're evolving. And you're closer than you think.